Hi everyone, Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds Transformation Healing Center. I wanted to do some cards for the month of April and just the general energy of the month of April and see what comes up for us. I do this reading on the 30th, almost the last day of March. Today, this morning, Neptune moved into Aries, first time it's been at this degree of Aries since April of 1861. April 12th, I think, or April 14th. Well, within days of the beginning of the Civil War. And I will say at that time, we were also having a Uranus return. Uranus was on Uranus and Mars was there. Brother against brother energy. That isn't the case this time. That isn't the case this time. So while there is, a similarity, there are other things going on as well that we have to take into consideration. And of course, 165 years of progress. All right, let's take a look and see. What do we need to be aware of in April? I'm using the Thoth Deck. All right, the present situation, change. Change. Things are falling away that we no longer need. There's an energy of culling. There's a culling going on. Let's see the crossing card. Justice, truth, truth, and action. Underneath it, pain and heartache, sorrow. Betrayal. People are feeling very betrayed. Perhaps it's not the change that they were asking for. Problem is, when you're dealing with that sort of Joker Uranian energy, you generally don't get what you ask for. Let's see, in the past, we have the Five of Pentacles. So this is a downturn. I think this is the downturn in the economy in March because of, various reasons. Most of them coming from the White House, if not all of them. And, wherever the doji guys are. Ooh, in the sky. Speaking of Uranus, we have the Fool. This is an opportunity to take a leap of faith. This is an opportunity to take a leap of faith. That's what's in the sky. I see the sky as spirit sometimes speaking to us. Sometimes it's the environment that's around. This could also be the environment that around. This is a time of new opportunities. Anytime there's a breakdown of the old, there's always new opportunities presenting themselves. But there's also the Fool as a vibration of chaos. Let's see what April's going to look like. The immediate future is pretty much the April card. Oh, information coming out very, very quickly, and lots of information. Lots of information. I wonder what day that is. Hold on a second. Is this April? Okay. So, what am I looking for? So, interestingly enough, this information, I'm sorry, I had to figure something out. This information is coming out numerologically. This card vibrates to the same vibration as the 21st of April. And what's significant about the 21st of April is that the North Node, Saturn conjoins the North Node. And that doesn't happen all that often. Saturn is the structure. Saturn is reality. Saturn is karma. And it's on the North Node in Pisces. And so it's at 26 degrees, 50 minutes of Pisces, which means it's about 27 degrees of Pisces. So if you have anything at 27 degrees of Pisces in your chart, this would be significant. But it's interesting that the information that's going to come out is coming out when Saturn conjoins the North Node, giving us a sense of the direction that we need to go in. So any information that we get, especially on that day, through the whole month, but especially on that day, and it's big news, and it's expansive, and it expands our understanding. How it's seen from the outside, change, trying to find our footing. It's sudden change. The change is is happening so fast. I think it's important we don't get caught up in the detail and separate ourselves out a little bit, and so we can have some ability to balance ourselves. Domestic situation, yeah. Well, we're going to see more cruelty. This is probably around immigration, things like that. I think that there are certain factions that think that that's their sort of ace in the hole. And because of that, they'll put pressure on it because I don't want it gets clicks, but that's not really what I mean. It just gets the attention, unfortunately. Okay, our hopes and fears. For a strong leader, a compassionate leader, preferably a woman, or if it's not a person, it's the energy of protecting the hearth and home, keeping the hearth fires burning, so to speak. Let's see the outcome. So this may be this sword. Yes, same sword. So this whatever stops the change or whatever creates the change here is karmic justice. It's karmic justice. It's where man's justice fails, karmic justice prevails. Underneath it all, ruination, power, and money. Because of something is revealed. A secret is revealed. Something is revealed that brings ruin to the powerful. Yikes. That's what I say. I'm going to leave it there. We'll see what happens. A lot of people are hurting. Be kind to one another. We need to take care of each other because karma and justice is going to take care of the ones who are creating the havoc. I do truly believe that. This is here for us to remember who we are, to remember that a journey alone is and you know, up the mountain, you end up at the top of the mountain by yourself, right? That's what somebody like a president ends up at the top of the mountain, right? We have to look next to us. We have to reach out our hands to the people in our lives, to the people in our neighborhoods, to the people of the world. You may not like the people in your neighborhood, and that's okay, because I don't know what kind of neighborhood you live in, but you can still reach out your hand to the people who have the same values or vibrate in the same way. This is simply an exercise in us remembering who we are. So the quicker we remember that we're co-creative with spirit and that the God we seek outside of us is within us, and it connects us even closer to the people and the energy and the love around us. All right, I am going to leave it at that. Take care, everyone. Have a great April. I'll see you around. Namaste.